Hello and welcome to Calmlands. My name is Josh, this is Gaming Joy Channel. We are here on our Calmlands 200 horsepower challenge. And this skid steer is really loud. So we ended up getting a skid steer. We get this little kill teleskid, which is kind of a combination of a skid steer and a telehandler, which is like pretty freaking cool. And mainly because we need to move some pallets. We got some pallet problems here. These are spawning faster than I can take care of them. And so not only do we have some pallets spawning, but we need to put them somewhere to make sure that this thing doesn't fill up. This spawn point only spawns 3 pallets. Something tells me I should get my spawn pallet stack mod in here and get the pallets to stack properly. Huh? What do you guys think? Anyways, welcome in. A few minor changes from... We're just gonna leave this up here because he still has work to do. A few minor changes from last time. We cleaned up her farm a bit, and we replaced this second sheep pen with a chicken pen, a chicken coop. This is a big chicken coop. I think it holds like 800 chickens. You can see the chickens are happy in the back. You know what's one weird thing is, for all these coops and pens, there's no grass spawning. Even if I paint down grass, it respawns as not. Like there's nothing spawned. And I don't know what it is. I think it's like the texture that it defaults to paint there isn't available on this map or something. It just looks weird. I feel bad for the animals that are just sitting on nothing. Anyways, we got a chicken pen because at some point we do want to get into donuts. Now, we don't know. I'm not sure yet where I'm going to put the donut factory. If we look into our construction menu and we go to productions, we have our donuts factory. And the donut factory has an input area on the back, or an input area on the front, and then a pallet area on the back. And so putting it on this farm, like the only place to put it would be kind of in the middle, which is doesn't really fit the farm very well. I have been thinking about like kind of doing stepped stuff where I'm coming down like in this area maybe, or like right here on this cliff face. I'm not sure. This one would probably be pretty good. Or do it like this, where it's kind of like seeing how you're on the edge, and then we'll flatten off a little area so the pallets will spawn. That might actually work, doing something like that. Anyways, we want to get into donuts, and as you can see here, the donuts take eggs, flour, and sugar. So to do eggs, flour, and sugar, we need way more than we have. So we have plenty of flour, we're getting flour, that's good. We're gonna need eggs, so we got some chickens, yay. And we're gonna need sugar. Sugar in Farm Sim is one of those things that there's no good way to do it. Or rather, the only really good way to do it is the easy way, and that's, you know, using like an open air garden to grow sugar beets, and then processing those sugar beets in a sugar mill. I did talk to the people running the mill, and they let's look. They used to make pig food, but since we're not using pigs at all, they swapped out their processing stuff for sugar. So we can do sugar beet sugar or sugar beet cut sugar, which is pretty cool. It's really nice of them. But that means we have to grow sugar beets, which means we're gonna have to plant something. So what I'm gonna do actually here right now is we're gonna take this guy, and he needs to head to the store. So let's send him to, whoops, store. Shop spawn. Go. Have fun. Here he's going to the store. So while he's going to the store, we have a planter that we purchased, and we're going to come over and plant the northern Farm Sim field with sugar beets, which should be fun. A little bit different. Something to do. It is all prepped and ready from last time I went through and plowed it. And I actually did extend it a little bit if we run over real quick. We extended the field just a little bit over into the second area So it used to end right about here, and I added a little bit to it. But I figure this should make a good sized sugar beet field, and I've already started looking into sugar beet harvesters that meet the 200 horsepower requirement. There aren't very many, but I found one really interesting solution that, I think it works. In the meantime, we have some harvesting to do. So we've got the swather taking care of his job. He's going around and starting to swath this field. And since it's going to take forever, we're probably actually going to start the harvest while the swather's on the field. And if they're all running the same course, as long as we kind of space them out a little bit, it should be fine. So the next thing to do is come in here to our harvester. One thing we did add, as you can see here, is the Bushel Plus mod. We added the Bushel Plus mod to the harvester, so that should give us a little bit of extra output. Let's go ahead and come in here, and this is the whole multi-course thing with Courseplay. We're going to come in here and load the swather. Load course, activate. We're going to set him to crust2 weight. And set that Courseplay target. So he's going to go to the weight point, which is actually right here, pretty much where that start point is, which is fine. So he can start harvesting. I'm going to hold him off until the next headland. I did simplify the paths here for the grain cart driver. So instead of having like a weight and like a drop-off point, I'm just having them be the one and the same. So we're just doing the weight and then the train weight, and the train weight is for our road train. And you see we added a couple little loops here. One is for the road train to turn around, and the other one was actually a great suggestion by Farmer Mike, and he suggested to set the loop around the field, like you can see the loop around the field, as a two-way course. So the one that runs, I can't see it when I'm not in the tractor, but the one that goes right around the field, the one that's like a darker brown, that's a two-way course. So that means that this tractor, the carter, can get into that course and go whichever way is fastest. So he doesn't have to drive all the way around the field. He'll only drive at most halfway around the field. And that should allow him to move faster. And the other suggestion, which is also from Farmer Mike, was to update our combine call to only call once. So before, the combine was calling at 60%, and then he was basically saying, hey, come get me, I'm at 60%. And then this guy would start moving, and then he'd stop, and then the combine would call again at 100% or 95%, and this guy would go and stop again. Like, you know, is this like weird like double movement thing, and just to speed things up and optimize, it was a great suggestion to actually have him only call once. Now, I think I got the settings right. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're right. So we'll see if I did it right. So we're going to have to load the Courseplay course on this one also. So load course, activate. And then the big thing we didn't do last time is this. We gotta turn off the course. We can't let it see the course. We don't need to see the courses. So here, we're going to have him do crust2 weight. That's his weighting point. And his tip point is also that same weight point. So he'll go to this weight point, go to the weight point. He'll just stay at the weight point, and then he'll just go back to the course, hopefully. And we're going to click on Courseplay because he's going along the Courseplay course. And then he's pretty much ready to go. But he's in the way right now because we have to get the harvester on the course first. So now that the other one has started, let's get Courseplay up. Start the harvester going. And go. So now the harvester is dropping straw. And he's getting filled up with canola, dropping straw. He's good. And then the very next thing we need to do is start this guy off. This guy's the carter. So we're going to come up here. and tell him to go, he should automatically just wait for the combine to call him. He has his waypoints. He knows where the courseplay course is, so he shouldn't run into the harvester, hopefully. My only concern is down here with the harvester and the swather kind of on the same area, but I think they're going to be okay. That's skill set. Next step. Here's our driver. Now this one we can turn this on. We can see, he can see where we're going. The one thing we didn't do is we haven't gotten away for, and this isn't super critical. We don't have a way to get onto the field yet from the course. So if we send him to go to that waypoint, that's how he gets onto the field. This guy, we're gonna do a pick up and deliver. He's going to, actually no, we're not doing that one. We're doing this one. He's gonna wait at the train wait. He's gonna drop at the silo fill tip. And he's going to do canola. So he's good. Canola, go. So now he's going to drive up to his waypoint, which is right here. I don't know why he's looping, but he's looping. Hopefully he'll come back. Oh no, I have him set on the wrong mode. My bad. Stop. Wait. Perfect. So I think this is the mode that I want. Pick up and deliver. So he's going to just sit here and wait to be full until someone fills him up. Which would be the grain carter guy, who's currently waiting for the harvester to tell him to come get him. So I think we're all set. I think it should just run. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to pop up our kind of overview. Our cameraman is over here. He's got a view into most of the field. And we'll let him kind of, look, there's the harvester he's about to call. We'll let him keep an eye on things. And maybe we'll pop up a little window and so you can see where he is. Oh. I did not mean to do that. Let's back this guy up. Okay. Let's make sure he can see the whole field. We're going to back the camera up a little bit. There we go. We can see most of the field now. We're going to let the cameraman do its job. As we can see, the carter is moving. And he's going to empty the harvester. So I'm going to assume everything's working fine. We'll pop up that little extra window, maybe instead of my face or the menu. You can see, you can watch the dance. While the dance is happening, we're just going to pretend it's happening good and everything's working fine. We're going to go do something else. So let's turn off this. We don't need to see it. Let's go up to the shop. So we're up at the shop. I can't believe I'm actually just going to ignore it and not watch it. I'll watch it from the sky cam. Keep a little window open. Make sure it's working. We got a planter. Now this planter is rated at 140 horsepower. And as far as I know, it's going to work. I did see someone else using it. But it's an 8-meter planter. And we need to plant sugar beets. So we've set it up for sugar beets. And we're going to drive over and plant some sugar beets in that field. Now we do have a significant amount of money, and we did buy one more piece of land. Right? So let's look real quick while we're driving. So this is the land that we own. We bought one more piece of land, so we got 10. So what we can do is once we harvest the grass today, because this meadow is ready again, we can get this little extra corner on our grass field. We have also all of this land, but to get this little extra corner, there's a significant amount of trees here. And so one thing we're going to do today is we're going to get a really weird piece of equipment. It's just kind of, I don't know. And in all honesty, it's not on ModHub. It was on ModHub in 19, but for some reason, the original developer didn't bring it forward to 22. And it's a really awesome but very strange machine. And it's a little bit of a forestry machine. Still within the horsepower requirements, but it's a bit different. And you'll see it in a few minutes. But first, we got to plant some sugar beets. So let's see if we can open the covers here. Ooh, I love the animation on that. Look at that. Opening the covers like doing the wave. That's pretty awesome. I haven't planted sugar beet in a long time, so I don't know what it's going to take. Oh, I drove past the trigger. Trigger's sometimes funky on these. There we go. Close those covers. It's so cool. Sorghum's growing nicely, and the sorghum will actually be really good for the chickens we just got. So the harvester appears to be doing its job. The carter is doing his job. He emptied out the harvester. That's all that matters for him. And we're going to add one more thing into the mix, but I'm going to wait for things to settle down a little bit over here. We're actually going to add a auto drive horseplay course. I can't believe I'm going to do this. We're going to add an auto drive horseplay course to pick up the straw. Also, just do the whole thing automated. It'll be fun. It'll work, I promise. And you can see our little bit of an extended field here. I believe this planter just spins. I think. I really don't know. This guy already has a course. I think he was on here stone picking or something. That's wow, I like the unfolding animation. That's pretty cool. So horseplay, clear current course. We don't need that. And create job. Horseplay generator. Let's do 3. That thing seems pretty long. Generate field workforce. And there we go. And now our Fiat is going to go ahead and plant this field. B. Lower down. Let's make sure we're doing sugar beets. I always have to do this just to be sure. Yeah, sugar beets. Nice. And go. And now, Courseplay is going to continue doing this part. And as long as my machine doesn't crash like, completely, we'll have a sugar beet field, which is, I can't believe I'm planting this big of a field in sugar beets, but that's what I'm doing. All right. Let me jump up to the store, get that machine purchased. It's going to take a little bit of store finagling. We'll switch over to the swathing action happening, and we'll get back to you in just a second. This guy's really struggling, actually. He's struggling a lot more than I thought he was going to. It'll be fine. Hopefully. Maybe it's just a Fiat. Maybe we need something more powerful. I did have an idea to get a bigger tractor. Oh no, it's just that little bit of a hill. He's good. Let's go. And go. Now, here we are at the shop. And this is the thing that I'm gone. So this is called a Hudig, I think. Hudig? Hudig? Hudig, maybe? I'm not sure. Anyways, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in Farm Sim, but it's the awesomest thing at the same time. So this is a wheel loader, right? With an articulated axis, right? With a backhoe that has a forestry attachment on it for cutting down trees. So this is like not like hypothetical. I urge you to look it up. It's real. This is almost 100% real. The modder who has been converting this is he's been adding a bunch of stuff to it. So the Hudig E, it doesn't exist. The Hudig D is the real machine, but nonetheless. Now the weird thing about this is it's got a bunch of like control groups. And each control group does something different. So this is the front loader control group 1. This is this thing. This is the forestry arm. We're gonna hook the cutter head up to it. And then the control group changes every time you connect something, which is super weird and annoying. All right, here we go. Can't believe I'm doing this. I used this for about 5 minutes, so I don't even know if it's going to work well. But 2 things. Number 1, it drives fast. Number 2, you can hook up a pin hitch to this, and so it can tow its own trailer, which means this one machine can pick up logs. We're going to use the bag lifter because that's just the easiest thing until I get a remote controller, like a controller. It'll pick up bags because it's articulated and it's like multi-axis articulated. Did you see that? Did you see how like the back end tilted down or up? Which is super awesome. It does have the control group for these things. Oh, that's the doors. Oh my gosh, it does that too. It does have like those little arms that come out. I'm trying to find the controls for it. I can't find the controls for it. It's somewhere there. Anyways, those little arms, like you can deploy the feet to get it to give it some support, but you don't actually need to, which is the coolest part. Is so it works great as a forestry machine because you can cut trees and move trees, and it's got really good center of gravity and really good balance. So all you just cut the tree and move on. You don't have to constantly be deploying those little arm things. There is a couple options on this that I didn't do. The modder who's converted it created some tunes, of which are just, some of them are just ridiculous, like 1,400 horsepower. One's for 1,400 horsepower and the other one's for like 2,000 horsepower or something silly. But this is actually my own tune that I added to it real quick. It's just a 200 horsepower tune for the 200 horsepower challenge. The base model was 157, which was just a little bit, so there's just a little bit more than that. But this means that I can come over here. If I was smart, I would have reset the forestry trailer before coming over here. Uh-oh. Carter can't calculate a path. This guy. He can't calculate a path. Why not? You can't calculate a path, fool. So he's over here. And I just set up these routes this morning and I haven't tested them, so this is bound to happen. You're right in front of it. How could he not calculate a path to that? Why is he not up unloading? Alright. Something's going on. Let's move this out a little bit. Again, trial and error here, folks. The worst part is like when I created these courses, I created them with the crops still in the field and I couldn't even see them. What are you doing? Stop. Stop. Is this too steep here? There you go. Is that better? Come on, empty out. Harvester's waiting for you. There you go. So these were just not close enough to the Carter who's waiting. And that's fine. Alright, anyways. I want to make sure he goes to unload the harvester, who's like literally right behind him, once he empties out. So let's let him finish emptying out, and then we'll make sure he unloads. Swather's almost done. We also have almost a full trailer here. Good. Now he's going to go to the weight, and please tell me he goes to the harvester. He's not going to. I know why. Because I can see the courses. Now. Go. Good. Alright. Back to this guy. Oh, we're going to have to fix this. This trailer must have drifted. Anyways, so this is going to be our forestry machine, and we're going to clear off the corner of the forestry plot. Why that other trailer is moving is beyond me. So there's a strap issue. And so we can get our own logs, we can load our own logs, and we can cut down our own logs with a forestry machine. So yeah, this is going to be fun. We're going to figure this out. We might not figure it out today because obviously we have lots of other stuff going on today. But we're going to figure it out. and this was the goal. This was part of the goal for today, was to get this machine. I don't know whether we're going to use it or not yet. I might actually spend a little bit of time not recording and try to figure it out and get my little special 6-axis joystick set up to use it. And obviously, we're already having a problem with, there you go, with the forestry head, which was getting caught on the trailer. But the idea is we're going to clear out the trees on this side of the plot here and mow all this grass. So we come here. That one. Let me see if I can cut one tree. Just for the sake of cutting one tree. I'm gonna do 6-meter cuts. X. And I think I should be able to just come in here and cut. Ooh, that's a fun sound. And see, it even handles the tree. That. And we're just gonna put it right here. It's a little like bouncy, but it works. I like the cut sound. That's awesome. And then we can just do this. Come over here. All right, can I prove a point here without the menu open? Come on. Ooh, and it's got a lot of weight on the back, so it just lifts a whole tree up. The bag lifter all at once. And it's like the forestry piece in the back end is just helping us, actually. Is that good? Yeah. And done. And there is the Hüdig. Just like that. So obviously there's a lot more trees to clear off, but now we can do it with a legit machine and not have to be doing it with our own equipment. Isn't that awesome? I think that's great, personally. The next thing we're going to do today is we're going to talk about expanding. Oh my gosh, this grass is ready too. We have to do this grass next. The swather has another job. I'm going to stand here in the middle of the field. Alright. So we have this farmland up here, but I want to get cows. I don't know why I want to get cows, but I do. So we can either expand in 2 ways. We can go this way right here to get this and this, right? We have enough money for one of them, but not both. But assuming we can sell these trees right here, we might have enough money for the second one. The other thing we want to do eventually, so I kind of want to do just another big field over here. We can also come down this way. The one thing about coming down this way is that, like, there's a few places where I'm going to miss a little corner. So, like, I'd have to get all 4 of these to kind of really merge down this way. And then coming down this one, I missed that corner there, missed this corner here. So I'd have to get all of these. I'd really like to get this plot. And the reason I want this plot right here is because I want to do this. We get animals. We get cows, and I want to put this barn in, which we obviously don't have enough money for right now. This barn is fun. And I've used this on another save, but it's actually a kind of a fun barn. But I want to do this and get the cows like on the thing. Now I don't know if this will flatten out properly, but I was thinking of coming in here, somewhere in here where it's mostly flat, and putting up one, maybe two of these barns. Like maybe something like this, like right here. You know, flatten it out, get some cows in here, and it takes it does 400 cows. It's got some interesting triggers and stuff like that. I really like it, and I want to get some cows in here just for the sake of having cows, and then we'll go from there. But today we have grass to mow, we have horseplay madness going on. We've got a planter, I think, that's already out of seed. Let's go look. I think he is. Yeah, he's folded. He's out of seed or fertilizer or both. What are you out of? Fert? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, this guy's... The swather's actually done. That's surprising. Which means the rest is just grain harvesting. That's nice. Am I still on the way? I'm still on the way, aren't I? Yeah, I'm still. We need to handle the tractor who needs stuff. Where's my truck? Buggy number 1. Disconnect. All right, let me run the fertilizer over to the tractor. Jumping back in for a minute. I canceled the overhead thing. I've been having a big problem with this carter person trying to find a path after they exit. And part of it, I think, and I'm still trying to figure this out, but part of it, I think, is that the path they try to find is to go from, when they're full, they go to the wait point first. I didn't know this. I thought they went straight to the tip point. But when they go to the when they're full, they go to the wait point first and then the tip point. And because I had them in different order, it was having problems navigating to that wait point and then the tip point because they were in the opposite order. It was tip and then wait instead of wait and then tip. So it was having problems navigating. So hypothetically, right here, he should... I think I got this right. Yes, finally. Now this hasn't been working. It's finally working. That little red line is actually part of the debug settings. And I didn't actually know that this existed until I just checked right now. But if you come in here and you go into the one with the eyeglasses, you can turn on debug settings for pathfinding. And if I turn this off, back, it's gone. But that's the path that it generates when it's finding a path to a new location, which is critical. Now, it's also showing the course. This is the courseplay course for some reason. I'm not sure why it's showing that, but whatever. But needless to say, it's actually going, now it went to the wait point first, and now it's going to the tip point. And once he empties out as much as he can into this guy should take off and deliver. So the carter, or I don't know what to call them, but the road train is working great. The only person I've had a problem with is this guy right here, the guy on the auger wagon. Harvester's working great. And as you can see, the straw is getting picked up, and the straw is getting picked up by another courseplay course. We'll jump into that one real quick. See, there goes the road train. He's going to sit here and wait, and he's either going to get a call to go back to the harvester, or the road train's going to come back and he's going to finish emptying. Whatever happens first doesn't necessarily matter. But if I tab over to this guy, he's emptying out. And so what we're having is this guy is on his own course, and if you look down at the auto drive settings, down here, we have press to weight 2, pelletizer tip. He's tipping at the pelletizer, he's picking up straw. And he's running a course play course. And the course play course, he kind of keeps track of his course as he's going, which is pretty cool. So he'll basically go and pick up as much as he can, and then he'll navigate back to here to drop off via auto drive, and then he'll resume his course, which is pretty awesome. I've had this work before, I just hadn't used it in a while. As you can see, I got the same Kloss trailer that everyone else is using. I did update it for colors, just to make sure that this task would work, but didn't change the capacity. It's still the same capacity as everyone else. Please reach out and let me know. This is actually the VPW version of this trailer, which is the variable pickup width version, which is something that I'm working on that's going to ModHub soon enough. But if you want to try this trailer, let me know. It's fully customizable and colorable, as you can see in the fact that I've colored every single piece of it, which you can't do with the base mod. And so as you can see, this guy is, right now he's doing an auto drive course. So he's driving to the loading point, and the loading point basically gets reset each time, I think, to be where his course ended last time. So he's going to run over here and go into the course and start picking up straw. And then so he'll pick up the straw this entire field all on his own. It'll take him forever. He's probably going to run out of fuel soon enough, so I'm going to have to refill him. He's going to ask for more fuel soon. As you can see over in the distance, and we tabbed through it a minute ago, the swather is over on the grass field. I'm getting that grass field cut, and we'll get the extra grass soon enough. We are actually out of silage. We've sold all our silage, and as you can see, the money's going down slowly because we have 3 or 4 different auto drive / course play workers working, so they're charging me money minute by minute. But we did finally get it working. It wasn't working initially. We did finally get it working. And once this whole thing is over, I'll show you. So he went back to collecting straw. And now he's just literally following the same course the swather left, picking up all the straw that the swather left, which is pretty cool. He'll keep going and do his thing. And then there's the course play need to get unloaded. So let's actually go over there and watch, make sure this happens one more time. So this guy just got the call to be unloaded. Right? So this guy's waiting. And I don't know if he's going to need to finish tipping before he goes to unload. I think he might. Well, let's see what happens. Yeah, there's the road train coming back down the hill. I think he's going to have to finish tipping before he will go back to doing work. While he's sitting here, we can look at the courses. Basically, I removed all these loops that were here. The blue line here is course play. We don't need that. And basically, I just have it coming off of here. The weight is up here. The tip is here. And then there's also a route to get back to the road. He also has this route to get back to the road. And then this... go into this loop, then go into this loop to get back to the weight. So that's how he does it now. So he's going to finish tipping, and then he should go get the call to the combine. So let's make sure that happens. And then he'll come right back. So I have him set to empty at 70%, which is basically how much the full combine will give him. He will only get 70% full. So he should go to the combine, empty out, and then come right back. Perfect. So now he's done tipping. He's going to go to the weight and wait for his call. So this is a new path that I just gave him. He's going to loop around. I don't care that he's driving over the grass field. That's fine. Now I've tried to get Courseplay to work with only one point here for a weight and a tip being the same point, and I can't seem to get it to work. It only seems to work with these as separate points, and I'm not sure why. So now he's at the weight point, and then he should be calculating right now to go to the harvester. He's going to go over to the harvester. Perfect. So that's kind of back to working. That little side loop on the road is actually much shorter than driving around the entire field like last time. He would have to drive around the whole field to go to the waypoint. And it's all about the order right here. The order of these two fields. You need to be able to drive from the weight to the tip and drive from the tip back to the weight. You need to be able to drive this distance, or else AutoDrive just doesn't like it. Pretty much. So he's going to circle around right here. We're not seeing the debug, but we can turn it back on if we want. The guy doing the straws, he's currently moving. He's going to be doing that for a while, especially considering there's a ton of straw in this field. He'll empty out right here. And we'll go from there. And so after that's done, I'm going to go do the grass pickup on Dave's field. If we look over in the distance, you can see that our planter is done planting the sugar beets, which is really great to see. And then if we end up mowing more grass or something like that, I'll bring you back in. But this dance is still going. It'll finish up soon. Please, please, please route. I'm just waiting for him to go. Go. Don't hit the harvester. You're gonna hit the harvester, aren't you? Son of a monkey. Of course you drive into the harvester. Put him back on his course and let him go empty out. He's going to go to the weight point and then go to the tip point, tip, go back to the weight point, and get on with his day. I'm going to let this finish up and then probably get to doing some grass work. I'll bring you back in when I'm on the grass work, because it looks like the swather is almost done. Jumping in here, we're over at the side of our grass field. Obviously, I've got all this grass to pick up. I got the baler and the trailer over there to start picking this up, which is going to take a bit of time. But I think I've come to a decision. And we were talking a little bit earlier about what to do with our next plot of land, or what to do next. I do want to expand, and I kind of want to expand in like two different directions, right? I want to expand over that way a little bit, since we now own this plot of land, which is why I'm mowing this corner. And I also want to expand that way also. But that way has less consistent fields, and this way has more consistent fields. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the silage route, which is, you know, per the mowing that I'm doing right now. And I think we're just going to go for silage and use the silage we get from this to go that way. So let's look at the map and see what I mean. If you look at our map, look at our farmland. We've been kind of stretching over here towards the store. I'm going to go ahead and buy this field here. And then I'm also going to buy this one, but we don't have enough money for this one. What we do have are a lot of pallets down here. And I actually got a lot of pallets of wood that are down right here by the sawmill. And we have, like, the time-saving stock check tells me that we've got like 229 grand, or 210 grand of pallets. And that's actually a pretty good value. We could wait till July and get an extra 19 grand, but you know what? I want to buy that land now, and I have $200,000 that's just sitting there. I think I'm going to go sell those pallets to be able to buy the next plot of land. And then be able to do a big, huge field right over there and get that done. So the benefit here is we actually got ourselves a skid steer, which we showed off at the beginning of the episode. But that means I got to drive it down to the sawmill to get all those pallets, and then I have to load pallets manually because we're not using auto load. I wonder what I can do to unlock auto load. Like, how much do I have to own before I can unlock auto load? I miss it. Miss it bad. Alright, I'm not going to start mowing this area over here, which is going to be huge. There's going to be a ton of grass. I'm not going to start mowing it until I can buy the other plot, which is actually where DJ's plot is. But I'm going to go sell that wood. So let's jump over to the skid steer and sell the wood. Not that one. Oh, that one. Hey. Now, I actually don't know, because I haven't tried it, if the big bag lifter on the skid steer is good enough. I think it's going to be okay. I don't know if I want to go with pallet forks. I think if it was a regular skid steer, it would be less okay. But since this is a teleskid, because right, like, the problem with the big bag lifter is you need height, right? So when you go up, you can only go so high, right? But here, I can actually go like this, get even higher. But whether or not this thing has the counterweights, whoa, turn this on a dime, which is sometimes not good. Whether or not I have the counterweight to be able to do that is another story. So we'll figure that out. I'm gonna drive down the thing, drive down to the sawmill, which is gonna take a bit. And I'm gonna get that trailer over there that it was supposed to be for bales, but I'm gonna have him come over here at the sawmill and help me get all those pallets. Let's jump over the sawmill. All right, we're over here at the sawmill. Let's get this thing loaded. I don't know how this is gonna go, especially considering I'm, whoa, thing like goes up and down super fast. As you can see, I'm amazing at stacking pallets. It gets high enough. That was like my big fear with this, is that it wasn't going to get high enough. To actually get onto the bale trailer. Alright, well that was fun by itself. You know what this calls for. This calls for a little bit of a time lapse. Let the overhead cam watch me just make a mess of this. Let's do it. that was easy enough. Let's check to see if this thing has anything more to spawn. I don't think it does because it would have spawned by now. No, nothing else to spawn. So the way this one actually works is we're using the higher capacity pallets mod, which spawns 5,000 liter pallets. So if we look at this trailer, each of those pallets is worth 5,000 liters, which is really great. Just means less pallets to stack. We do, mine pallets, but it does mean that there's 75,000 liters of pallets on this trailer. The one thing about that mod that I don't necessarily, not that I don't like, but it's just not something I'm going to even bother using, is it actually makes all of those pallets liftable. They're all 100 kilograms, which kind of GD. 5,000 liters of anything at 100 kilograms is way too small or way too light. So I'm going to load them with a loader of some kind all the time. And any other pallets we get on this playthrough, we're going to be doing the same. And it's the same thing with the flour. The flour pallets that are spawning with 5,000 liter flour pallets. Nothing more than just alleviating a little bit of the headache of manually loading pallets. So the hope here is as soon as we get these pallets sold, time saving stock check is correct. Actually, where am I selling these? Pallets, planks, selling them at the sawmill. That doesn't make sense. Let's show locations. No, that's where we're going. Value at all sell points. So we're gonna sell at the cooperative, $208,000. And I just wrapped myself around a tree. There we go. All right, we're selling these at the co-op. The one thing that's really confusing about this, the sell points up here is, and if you haven't noticed this yet, or if you're playing on Comlens, you don't know, the co-op is a little bit crazy. So if I come on here and I go into where? This one? And I flag if I go to pallets or something like that, planks. I go here and I go tag place. It shows the inside of the co-op. Now, if this building here, this inside building, or the building that looks like the grain mill, is actually the co-op, you're thinking, oh, well, I can sell pallets inside here. That's cool. But that's actually not what happens. The actual selling point for all pallets and products and stuff like that is over here. Grains sell inside, but pallets sell back here. And obviously, as we get all these pallets into the sell point, and boom, we just made $227,000 from all those planks, which is great. It didn't seem like a lot of pallets, but with 5,000 liter pallets, it adds up quickly. And that means while we drive this guy back to his baling job, we can come in here in the map and buy our next piece of farmland. So we're actually going to buy 27 here. Buy, yes. And the reason we're buying 27 is because there's enough grass between 26 and 27 to give us enough money for silage to buy many more pieces of land. So hopefully we can merge down here and get 18. What I really want to do is get 18, not only because I want to put some actual productions in the production area, but also I want to get some cows, and I think we're going to put cows over there down by the river. That's the plan. That's the idea. And we'll get along to that in a minute. But for right now, before we pick up the grass, I think I just want to do all the grass pick up all at once. That got back to work. We want the swather. So now, actually, we own all of this land. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a field boundary like this. Go to the inside. And we're going to do our custom courseplay course thing. We do this all the time. You guys have seen this. Let's zoom through here, creating our little course boundary. And there we go, we got our new course. Now we're actually going to use the inside border, so it records the middle of the tractor. So by using the swather to go around, kind of creating a border for ourselves. So let's go ahead and create a big course. We're going to name this. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. This is going to be Milk That Hens field, because he's actually in this plot right here, 28, which we just bought for this. So we're going to rename Milk That Hen Grove. I don't know why Grove sounds good, but it's the Milk That Hen field. 15.79 hectares. So let's get to mowing. Yay. Open course. We don't need that. And we want 90, so we want it to go across like this. It's going to take a little while. And there we go. Exit out. That looks like a pretty good course. And let's get to swathing our new field. This is going to be exciting. I can't wait to see what happens. Let's go like this. And as this guy goes around, I don't know how long this is going to take. It might take a while. And we have some grass to pick up. But I kind of just want to see how long this field takes to mow. And to just kind of get a nice view of this whole field. But looking at it, it's so big, we're not going to be able to get the whole thing in one shot. But we'll try. We'll get a nice little time lapse going of the whole field getting mowed. And then we'll jump back in and collect some grass and then finish off our day. I'm hoping this gives us a million liters or more of grass. Only thing I'm worried about is the potential for running out of space in our silo. That is a very, very high potential. So we may need to put a storage shed of some kind in. We'll see. Catch you guys back in a few minutes when this little crazy 16-hectare field is done. Didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. It obviously took, you know, like 40 minutes or so to actually mow all that, and, you know, no big deal. Courseplay took care of it. Thank you very much for watching over the top. And now, let's close Courseplay. Now we're going to go do a little bit more mowing, just so we have everything mowed that we can mow. And come over to the other side of this grove of trees here and mow with a little bit of extra that we keep mowing every time we mow. And then we're going to go through and do some baling and cleanup. And we'll probably catch up with you after we've finished the baling cleanup, because that just takes forever and a day. But no big deal. We'll catch back up with you in a little while. This is going to be a lot of grass, and I'm very, very nervous at this point of running out of space in this fermenting silo. I really think that's an acute possibility. One difference now is that, oh, that's a tree. That's definitely a tree. Is instead of just doing this piece of this field, we can actually get a little bit more of this triangle here. That's come up here like that. And then we actually own all the rest of this land all the way up to the store. So it might be worthwhile to mow that as well. But I'll probably do that as 2 separate pieces just so we keep the land a little bit separated. Okay, get my corner here is right about here. And then if I come straight across, I almost made it. Because we don't own this piece of land to the left. Yeah, see? I knew it was going to stop me. I almost got it. Just going to mow in the same line I mowed last time. There we go. All right, so I'm going to finish mowing this piece right here, and then also this part of going up the hill, and get all that mowed, and then start collecting grass and see how we do. I'm hoping if we get the silage going as soon as possible, that we might have enough money to actually buy some more land today. I don't think so. Silage is a little bit slow. It takes a couple days to process everything, but we'll see. For now, I'm going to keep mowing and finish up this mowing session and then start baling because that's going to take forever. And as also one other note, as you can see over in the distance, our bale loader with the loading wagon has actually finished getting all the straw off that field. They delivered all of that straw over to the straw pellet processing facility. And if we look at that facility, we have 780,000 liters of straw. So it definitely is worth picking up that straw, and that's not going to make 780,000 liters of pellets. The pellets are a 4-to-1 or 1-to-4, 4-to-1 conversion on that recipe. So it's not that great, but it is worth it. And that'll create what, 200,000 liters of straw pellets around that, just under, which is a significant amount of straw pellets, especially considering straw pellets sell for about the high is 665. So it's worth it because it gives us extra money. It's not super valuable, but it's, you know, moderately valuable. But anyways, I'm going to keep going here. Let's create a little manual course and we'll go from there and get to mowing and picking up. We'll come back in and see where we are and see if we have to do anything to store all of this grass. This is going to take me a while. I've actually slowed the time down to 1. I usually keep it at 2 or 3. I've slowed it down to 1 because I know that this is going to take forever to pick all this up. All right. We'll see you in a few minutes. Hey, we're jumping back in. It's getting towards the end of the day. 7:30 at night. It's still pretty light out, but you know, it is springtime, so that's not a big deal. We are finishing up the last of our grass pickup, and it's been pretty eventful and pretty rewarding, I guess you could say. If you look over there, over in the distance, we've got our grass field that's just finishing up being rolled, and we actually turned over that big field we harvested this morning, and got its mulching done, and it's being reseeded in wheat. Now I did try a new root type or courseplay root type on that field just to try something out a little bit new. So we'll have to go over and check out and see how well that actually executed. I have a feeling that it didn't execute very well because I can see lots of light color swatches, which means it missed a lot. But it also did successfully the rest of the field, and it did it pretty fast, a little bit faster than usual. So let's go ahead and turn that guy off. Actually remove the baler. I'm going to come back to that baler in a little bit. But let's get in this guy. So we've been towing the bale trailer with this, and as you can see, we have a different bale trailer. This one's black, and it holds just a few more bales, which is very handy considering how many ridiculous number of bales we picked up. As you can see, I took a break from all the bale pickup and mowed some grass. I just basically mowed all the grass on the roads and along the sides of the roads just to make sure we get everything I'll actually be taking all of that grass up to the sheep. We made a mistake last time where we processed almost all of our grass into oops, missed one. Almost all of our grass into bales and didn't have any food for the sheep. We ended up having to feed the sheep straw pellets, or no, hay pellets, which I didn't know you could do. But it did work out, and it was just enough to save them from what they had. But if we look at our 2 fermenters, we'll see how much we got. Let's see. Bruce's fermenter, which is the one up at the farm, is 1.6 million. So that's good. Activate that, get that going. And the other one, just right here. The name doesn't seem to stick. I've renamed it a few times. This is supposed to say Zorch's fermenter, but anyways, this one has 1.4 million liters. So to put that in context, this field right here, just this field right here, was 1.6 million liters. And then that whole thing up there, that whole trapezoidal piece right there, and then this piece right here, and then that piece right there was 1.4 million liters. So obviously we're getting a lot more grass off of our field. Now the last thing to do today that I want to make sure I get done today is to jump here, and we're going to head back to the farm and pick up the plow. I want to plow this little corner in and round off this field, or finish off this field and get it closer to full size, just for the sake of doing it. Since we already have the seeders out, we already have most of the equipment out, we can worry about cutting down the trees later. That's not a huge priority, but I would like to make that field whole. We will have to redraw the course-play course, but that's relatively easy to do. And then we're also going to have to go back with the roller and clean up the corners, because the workers miss a lot, but it does mean that I can do multiple jobs at once. So it's a win-win. Yeah, see, so what we did on this course is we did a spiral. So he just kept going around in circles, and that means that he missed the corners. Whenever you do a smooth corner with the workers, which is great for this type of seeder, it just tends to miss the corners frequently. And as you can see, it missed the corners on every pass. Because of the way those triple seeders trail behind. It's just kind of how it works. Let's go up here, grab the plow, and jump over to that other field. Alright, we're over at our field. Let's connect these fields and plant in a little bit extra grass. So let's go here. I can record the new course later. Down. Turn on create fields. This might go a little weird because I'm putting the plow on the front to create the course. Hopefully I can still do it without breaking things. Yeah, that corner was a little weird. It's okay. I don't mind. And there we go. And that's what we wanted to get done for today. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to actually do all of it. And we can actually stone pick also. We're not going to get all the stones. We're going to have to come back, but we can get most of them. Save ourselves a few trips. And then this field, we're not making a new field. We're just adding to the existing grass field, but we kind of have to do it right now, which is why I'm doing it right here at the total end of the day. Because this grass field, I just mowed it. And because of that, oops, I left that up too soon. Because I just mowed it, then that puts these on the same growth stage, which means they'll grow properly, which is important to me. And in the grandest scheme of things, not super important because we're getting so much grass off this fields anyways. All right, let me finish this. Let me get this finished up, and we'll jump back in and close things out. Starting to get dark. We're gonna have a little bit of work to do in the dark tonight, as usual. To roll this little section after we plant it, and we didn't get very many stones off it, like 1,000 liters of stones, no big deal. Let's fold that up. I'm actually going to leave the stone picker over here because in the next episode, I'm just going to hide it in the trees right here. In the next episode, we are going to plow. Actually, I'll leave the plow over here too. Because we're going to plow this massive field here, and I think we're going to plant some corn. I saw DJ's Club planted some corn in this area. It looked pretty cool. I don't have a corn header or anything like that, but I do have a forage wagon, a forage harvester that I'd like to get. That I did talk the dealership into detuning just slightly because it's a little bit over the horsepower limit. So that'll be fun to do. But that's actually going to be it for me today. I got to do some cleanup. The workers are done. They've left for the day, so I've got to clean up the things that they didn't finish. Right there, back it up. I got to pick up the bales that are or the grass that's in the roads for the sheep. The sheep will be happy that I'm feeding them, hopefully. And then if we tab over here to this worker is the one we need to clean this up. So we're going to come in here like this, put all of them down, start planting. One of them's not down. Let's see, I think they should all be down now. Yeah, they're all down now. It's a little tricky with all three of them to be able to get them all to go down at the same time. But this cleanup shouldn't be too bad. I'm just going to come over here like this and hide the course. Actually, I want to save the course. Save the course. We can use it again later. That was actually a pretty good one. I'm proud of that one. So, save course. Activate. Triple seeder. And now we can clear the course. And that's going to be it for today. I'm going to finish up these little cleanup efforts and probably set a worker off rolling this field to make sure that it germinates well. And that's going to be it for me today. I know it's been a long one, and we did get a super ton done, but definitely thanks for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, cheers on you. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I get a lot of viewers, or especially the new viewers who are actually not subscribed. Oh, that gets rid of the grass. I should not go over the grass then. Leave a comment down below. What do you think I should do next? I've got 2 more little plots of land that I can either leave alone until such a time in which I can use the rest of the area, or I can plant like a little field somewhere and do something different, like, I don't know, do something. I don't know. Let me know down below what crop you think I should plant in those 2 little fields that are just dead ahead of us up on the hill. And if there's anything that you want to see me plant or get into, let me know down below in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.